Don't move! Keep your hands where I can see them!
Officer, this is my driveway. I'm loading my own vehicle.
You don't load bags like that unless you're up to something! Who do you think you are?
I'm a homeowner. I haven't committed a crime. You're escalating this for no reason.
Don't tell me how to do my job! Turn...
Officer Derek Wolf thought he knew exactly what he was looking at. Black male, nice neighborhood, loading bags into an SUV. In his mind, the equation was simple: burglary in progress. He had made dozens of stops just like this one over his 9-year career, approaching black men in upscale areas with his hand already resting on his weapon, his assumptions already hardened into certainty. Never questioned, never challenged, never wrong in his own estimation. But when he pulled his patrol car to curb on Ridgewood Drive on that bright Saturday morning and approached a man loading tactical gear into the back of a black Tahoe, he made the worst mistake of his career. Senior Chief Petty Officer Marcus Smith wasn't burglarizing anyone's home. He was a 16-year Navy SEAL veteran with 3 combat deployments to Afghanistan and Iraq, a Bronze Star recipient, a Purple Heart holder, an elite warrior who had served his country in the most dangerous conditions imaginable, who had led men into combat and brought them home alive, who had sacrificed years of his life protecting the freedoms that every American enjoys. And he was loading his own gear into his own car in front of his own house. The house he had purchased 3 years earlier after his promotion to senior chief. The house where he lived with his wife Denise, a middle school principal, and their 2 children. The house in the neighborhood where he paid property taxes, mowed his lawn, and waved to neighbors who respected him as both a military hero and a good man. But Officer Wolf didn't see any of that. He saw skin color and made his judgment. He saw a black man where a black man supposedly didn't belong and decided that was enough. What he didn't realize, what he couldn't have anticipated, was that his body camera was recording everything, every assumption, every dismissal, every moment of the unlawful arrest that followed. The footage would become the centerpiece of a federal civil rights lawsuit that would cost the city of Riverside $875,000 and end Wolf's career in disgrace. Officer Derek Wolf had been with the Riverside Police Department for 9 years, building what his supervisors call an impressive record of proactive policing. He was known for making stops that other officers might hesitate on, for patrolling upscale neighborhoods with particular vigilance, for trusting his instincts about who belonged and who didn't. His arrest numbers were solid. His supervisors praised his initiative. On paper, he was exactly the kind of officer the department wanted on the streets. But beneath that polished reputation lay a pattern that should have ended his career years earlier. 11 formal complaints had been filed against Wolf over 7 years. 11 separate incidents where citizens alleged racial profiling, harassment, and discriminatory enforcement. The complaints told a consistent story. Wolf targeting black men in affluent neighborhoods, demanding identification without cause, treating lawful presence as inherently suspicious. A black real estate agent showing homes to clients. A black contractor arriving for a scheduled job. A black teenager walking home from a friend's house. Each one stopped. Each one questioned. Each one made to feel like a criminal for existing in spaces Wolf believed they didn't belong. Every single complaint had been dismissed or resulted in nothing more than minor counseling. Internal affairs investigations that went nowhere. Supervisors who accepted Wolf's explanations without scrutiny. A department culture that praised aggressive enforcement without examining who bore the brunt of that aggression. The data was damning for anyone willing to look. Over the past 3 years alone, Wolf had conducted 47 stops of black individuals in Riverside's wealthier neighborhoods. Not one had resulted in a legitimate arrest. Not one had uncovered actual criminal activity. 47 innocent people detained, questioned, and humiliated based on nothing but skin color and neighborhood. But no one had looked. No one had connected the dots. No one had stopped Derek Wolf before he encountered Marcus Smith. Senior Chief Petty Officer Marcus Smith had spent 16 years serving the United States of America in ways most citizens could never imagine. He had enlisted in the Navy at 19, driven by a desire to challenge himself and serve something greater. He survived the brutal selection process for basic underwater demolition and SEAL training, a program with an 80% attrition rate, and earned his trident, joining the most elite special operations force in the world. 3 combat deployments followed. Afghanistan, Iraq, operations he still couldn't discuss, missions that remained classified. Nights spent in hostile territory, where a single mistake meant death. He had led teams into firefights, made split-second decisions under impossible pressure, and brought his men home alive. His Bronze Star recognized exceptional valor in combat. His Purple Heart marked the price he had paid, shrapnel wounds from an IED that still ached when the weather changed. Now 41, Marcus had transitioned to an instructor role at the Naval Special Warfare Training Facility 30 miles from Riverside. He was shaping the next generation of SEALs, passing on hard-won knowledge to young warriors who would carry the burden after him. It was demanding work, but it allowed him something he had rarely experienced in his career: stability. His wife Denise had stood beside him through every deployment, every missed birthday, every sleepless night, wondering if the knock at the door would bring a chaplain in dress whites. She was a middle school principal now, respected in the community, devoted to her students. Their children, Marcus Jr., 12, and Aaliyah, 9, were thriving in Riverside's excellent schools. 3 years earlier, after Marcus's promotion to senior chief, they had purchased their home in Ridgewood Estates. A 4-bedroom house with a 2-car garage, a backyard where the kids could play, a neighborhood where they felt safe. They had earned it. Every sacrifice, every deployment, every year of service had led to this, a piece of the American dream. Marcus Smith had fought for his country in the most dangerous places on earth. He never expected the greatest threat to his dignity would come in his own driveway. The Saturday morning had dawned clear and bright, late spring sunshine warming the quiet streets of Ridgewood Estates. The temperature sat at a comfortable 72 degrees, the kind of perfect weather that brought neighbors out to wash cars and tend gardens. Sprinklers hissed on manicured lawns. Birds sang in the mature oak trees that lined the sidewalks. It was peaceful, suburban, safe. Marcus Smith had been awake since 5:30 a.m., his body still running on military time, despite the weekend. He had a 2-week training exercise starting Monday at the Naval Special Warfare Facility, and he needed to pack his gear. Denise had taken the kids to her mother's house for the weekend, giving Marcus time to prepare without distraction. By 9:15 a.m., he was in his driveway loading the black Tahoe with sea bags, uniforms, tactical equipment cases, his worn pair of jungle boots that had seen 3 deployments. A garment bag held his dress uniform for an award ceremony scheduled at the end of the exercise. His Navy SEAL Trident, the gold insignia that marked him as one of America's elite warriors, was clearly visible on the jacket hanging in the back seat. Military stickers adorned the rear window, a SEAL Trident decal, a veteran emblem, a small American flag. Anyone who looked could see exactly who Marcus Smith was and what he represented. At 9:23 a.m., a 911 call was placed from a block number. The caller, voice calm and matter-of-fact, reported a suspicious black male possibly burglarizing a house on Ridgewood Drive. No specific address, no description of clothing, no details about what made the activity suspicious. Just race and assumption wrapped in the language of concern. The dispatcher asked clarifying questions. What is he doing that seems suspicious? Can you describe what he's wearing? What house specifically? The caller provided nothing useful, just kept repeating. Black male, loading bags. Doesn't look like he belongs. The call was logged. A unit was dispatched. Officer Derek Wolf, already patrolling 2 streets away, responded immediately. Wolf's patrol car turned onto Ridgewood Drive at 9:27 a.m., his body camera already activated and recording. The late morning sun hung bright in a cloudless sky, flooding the street with perfect natural light. Every detail would be captured in sharp clarity. The green lawns, the stately homes, and the black man standing at the rear of a Tahoe in the driveway of 4127 Ridgewood Drive. Marcus was placing the last bag into the trunk when he heard the engine. He glanced over his shoulder and saw the patrol car slowing, then stopping directly in front of his house. His trained instincts registered the situation immediately. He had dealt with law enforcement countless times in his career. Military police, base security, federal agents during classified operations. He knew how to handle himself. He turned to face the officer, keep his hands visible, his posture non-threatening. 16 years of operating in hostile environments had taught him the value of calm. Wolf exited his vehicle with his hand already resting on his holstered weapon. His body camera captured his approach. Quick, aggressive, his footsteps heavy on the asphalt. The camera recorded his view. Marcus standing by the open trunk, wearing a gray navy t-shirt and khaki shorts, his muscular build evident, his expression composed. "Step away from the vehicle," Wolf commanded, his voice loud enough for neighbors to hear. "Put your hands where I can see them." Marcus complied immediately, raising his hands to shoulder height and taking 2 slow steps back from the Tahoe. His movements were deliberate, controlled, designed to de-escalate. The body camera captured every moment in the unforgiving daylight. "Officer, I'm Senior Chief Petty Officer Marcus Smith, United States Navy," Marcus said, his voice steady and clear. "This is my house. I'm loading my car. I live here." He gestured slowly toward the front door, toward the house numbers clearly visible beside it, toward his entire life sitting in plain view. Wolf's camera recorded his response. A dismissive shake of his head, his hand still on his weapon, his posture unchanged. "Sure you do." Marcus kept his hands raised, his years of training overriding the anger building in his chest. "My wallet is in my back pocket," he said calmly. "I have my military ID and my driver's license. The license shows this address. Can I reach for it slowly?" Wolf nodded curtly, his hand still hovering near his weapon. His body camera recorded Marcus's deliberate movement, reaching back with 2 fingers, extracting a worn leather wallet, opening it with practiced care. Marcus held out his military identification card, the official Department of Defense credential that identified him as Senior Chief Petty Officer Marcus A. Smith, United States Navy. Wolf glanced at it for less than 2 seconds. His camera captured his dismissive gesture, his hand waving the ID away like it was worthless. "Anyone could buy these online," Wolf said flatly. "Doesn't prove anything." His body camera recorded Marcus's deliberate movement, reaching back with 2 fingers, extracting a worn leather wallet, opening it with practiced care. Marcus held out his military identification card, the official Department of Defense credential that identified him as Senior Chief Petty Officer Marcus A. Smith, United States Navy. Wolf glanced at it for less than 2 seconds. His camera captured his dismissive gesture, his hand waving the ID away like it was worthless. "Anyone can buy these online," Wolf said flatly. "Doesn't prove anything." Marcus's jaw tightened, but his voice remained level. "Then look at my driver's license." He held it out. The California license clearly displayed his photo, his name, and his address. 4127 Ridgewood Drive, Riverside, California. The same numbers visible on the house directly behind him. Wolf barely looked. His body camera recorded his eyes flicking to the license and away again. His mind already made up. Evidence irrelevant. "For all I know, that's fake too," Wolf said. "We got a call about someone casing this neighborhood, loading bags into a car. Looks like burglary to me." "Casing the neighborhood?" Marcus repeated, disbelief breaking through his composure. "Officer, I've lived here for 3 years. I'm a Navy SEAL. I'm packing for a training exercise. My gear." He gestured toward the open trunk, toward the military equipment in plain view, toward the Trident decal on the window. "Should make that obvious." "What's obvious?" Wolf cut him off, stepping closer. "Is it you're getting defensive? Innocent people don't get defensive." Marcus took a breath. "Remain calm. Don't escalate." The training that kept him alive in combat zones now applied to his own driveway. He had seen situations spiral out of control. He had watched men die because someone lost their composure. He would not give this officer any excuse. At 9:34 a.m., a second patrol car arrived. Officer Tanya Reeves stepped out, her own body camera activated and recording. Her footage would provide the second angle, a wider view showing Marcus's house behind him, the military stickers on his vehicle, Wolf's aggressive stance. Reeves approached slowly, her expression shifting as she took in scene. Her camera captured what Wolf missed: the homeowner's calm demeanor, the visible military insignia, the complete absence of anything resembling criminal activity. "Derek," she said quietly, stepping beside her colleague. "What's the situation?" "Got a burglary call." Wolf replied without taking his eyes off Marcus. "He claims he lives here. I'm not buying it." Reeves's camera recorded her glancing at the house, at the car, at the military ID still in Marcus's outstretched hand. Her footage captured her discomfort. The slight furrow of her brow, the way she shifted her weight, the hesitation before she spoke. "Did you verify the address?" she asked carefully. "I don't need to verify anything," Wolf snapped. "I know what I'm looking at." Reeves said nothing more, but her body camera recorded everything, including her silence when she should have spoken up. Wolf had heard enough. His mind was made up the moment he pulled onto Ridgewood Drive. And nothing, not military IDs, not driver's licenses, not the obvious truth standing right in front of him, would change it. "Turn around," he ordered, reaching for his handcuffs. "Hands behind your back." Marcus stared at him in disbelief. "You're arresting me for what?" "Suspicious activity and failure to comply with a lawful order." The words came out rehearsed, bureaucratic, the language of authority wielded without justification. "I've complied with every order you've given," Marcus said, his voice rising for the first time. "I've shown you identification. I've answered your questions. I've done everything right. What law have I broken?" Wolf stepped forward, handcuffs open. "Turn around. Now, last warning." Marcus looked at Reeves. Her camera captured the plea in his eyes, the silent request for intervention, for someone to stop this madness. She looked away. Her footage recorded her own shoes, her own shame, her own failure to act. Marcus turned slowly, placing his hands behind his back. As the metal closed around his wrists, the click was captured on both body cameras. He spoke directly into Wolf's lens, his voice steady despite everything. "My name is Senior Chief Petty Officer Marcus Anthony Smith. Service number 847296153. United States Navy, 16 years of service. My address is 4127 Ridgewood Drive, Riverside, California. The house directly behind me. I am being arrested without probable cause, without evidence of any crime, in my own driveway. I am asserting my Fourth Amendment rights. This arrest is unlawful." The statement was precise, deliberate. The words of a man trained to document, to record, to survive. Neighbors had begun emerging from their homes. Wolf's camera captured them gathering on lawns, faces showing confusion, concern, and growing anger. A white man in his 60s strode across the street, his posture military rigid, his expression furious. "What the hell is going on here?" he demanded. "Sir, step back," Wolf warned. "This is police business." "I'm Colonel Richard Hayes, United States Marine Corps, retired." The man shot back, his voice carrying the authority of 30 years in uniform. "And that man you're handcuffing is my neighbor, a Navy SEAL, a goddamn war hero. He lives here. What are you doing?" Hayes continued, ignoring the warning. "I've known Marcus Smith for 3 years. He's loaded that car a dozen times for training exercises. Everyone on this street knows him. What possible reason do you have for this?" Wolf's camera recorded his jaw tightening, his face flushing. He had no answer. He offered none. At 9:52 a.m., a silver Honda Accord turned onto Ridgewood Drive. Reeves's camera captured the car slowing, then stopping abruptly in the middle of the street. Denise Smith stepped out, her face shifting from confusion to horror in a single heartbeat. "Marcus!" she cried, her voice cracking. She ran toward the driveway, her footsteps captured on audio, her breathing ragged. Reeves stepped into her path, hands raised. "Ma'am, please stay back." "That's my husband." Denise screamed. "That's my house. What are you doing? Why is he in handcuffs?" She pulled out her phone, hands shaking violently, and began dialing. Both cameras captured her frantic voice as she reached someone, a lawyer, a family member. The beginnings of the storm that would follow. "They're arresting Marcus," she sobbed. "In our driveway. Please, please come. Please help us."